can feel what other people are feeling. Even before you say anything, I just see your face, I roughly know already. I don't mean that you should cry. I mean, I'm just asking you a question like, where's your wife?
But because you suspected something based on your glance, right?
Yeah. Ultimately, what exactly is Feng Shui, right? It's actually the cultivation of our own mind. So Feng Shui of your place is almost as important as the Feng Shui of your mind. And that's the thing that people often miss. Even for Bill Gates, right? Even at 他的 level, it is also said that 他也是看风水啊. And even at 李嘉诚的 level, 他也是看风水啊，对不对? As long as you want to get to the next level, but you don't know how to break through, this is just one way for you to break through.
Feng Shui and Finance. Today, we have the master of Feng Shui, Master Chase, in the house. Woo!
Yay!
So, today we'll be uncovering a lot of topics about Feng Shui regarding your health, your wealth, your luck, your career, relationships, and whether we can use Feng Shui to predict the future. Let's go! How long are you into the business already? This thing?
That was many years ago, man. Because at that point of time, when you went out, you still need to wear a mask.
哇，你多久啊？
Yeah,
你做 HOSEIKI 多久？
Okay, so 其实 when I first started, right, 我以前是做 freelance 的. So that was many years ago. Then when I started HOSEIKI 的时候, it was 2020 because that was then when we blended Feng Shui and jewelry together.
Right.
Right. Before that, I sold away one of my other businesses. Then after that, I was a bit sad. I met a friend who said that he wanted to do a jewelry business and if I wanted to help him. So I said that, you know what, why not we put the two ideas together.
Feng Shui and jewelry.
Yeah, so that was back then when we started the brand HOSEIKI.
Why HOSEIKI?
Yeah, HOSEIKI actually means gems in Japanese. It's not that we are a Japanese brand, but we are inspired by the kind of lifestyle that they wanted to have. So you know the Japanese had a very Zen kind of lifestyle, right? Yeah, the thing about Zen is that it's a little bit similar to what Feng Shui strives to have, which is a balance in life, ma. Yeah, it's like, you know, your mom will always tell you that 如果你吃太甜 then 你会怎样如果你吃太咸 then 你会怎样 So 如果你吃很多肉 then 你要有一些青菜对不对similar lah. So life is always about moderation, I guess. I always like talking to agents.
Right.
Yeah, because I felt that our jobs are very similar. We are all in the business of risk management for the client.
Right.
And risk management is actually about moderation as well. Like if you do too much of something, it's probably not so good. If you do too little of something, it's probably not so good. That's why you always ask clients to balance their portfolios, inverted commas, right? Yeah, in that sense, it is kind of like managing their risk as well.
Fair. But then before you go into Feng Shui, right? You sold property in the first place,
Yeah.
So you don't want to be a property agent, or you don't want to be like insurance agent?
Okay.
A lot of people asked you before.
Yeah. 很多人有。
小弟，你不是做保险的，你不是做 property 的。
Yeah， 很多人有问过我这个问题。I actually did insurance for a while, but I decided to quit.
You did?
Yeah. I don't share because I didn't like what I did.
Right.
I could share with you that, right, I easily can make more than my current job.
Fair.
Yeah, because there's a certain part of me that's different from other people. I'm not very good at sales and closing, but I'm very good at studying and analyzing data, crunching numbers. So that's also part of my chart, my birth chart. So the unique thing about my birth chart is two things. Number one, I have a lot of empathy. I can feel what other people are feeling. Even before you say anything, I just see your face, I roughly know already. Plus, if I see your face, plus I read your birth chart, I know a lot about you. Yeah. The second unique thing that I have is that I'm very good at crunching data. So whenever you ask me to analyze a client's portfolio, I can do it at a glance and I can tell the client like, this is what you need to do, and I can memorize all the policies.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's my very unique point. Because in Feng Shui, right, sometimes it's not about one theory solving one problem. It's about like multiple things solving, you know, one issue.
Right, there are a lot of layers to look at it.
Yes.
But in Feng Shui, the average week appointment is how much?
Wow. On average 的话，一个礼拜I think about 5 to 10, depending on how much my staff 跟我 arrange.
And 那个已经是很 stretch 了，对不对？
It's very stretched already because sometimes, I go to my client's house and then usually I'm very technical. So I'll do all the mathematical stuff. I'll do my Feng Shui stuff. And then at a glance, I know because I've seen so many apartments, right? Nowadays I go in, I know like, 这个要这样, 这个要这样.
Right.
Then 你有什么问题? Sometimes I never even plot the 八字 chart yet. I see the house, 我就问他咯，你的老婆在哪里? Is she okay? Then after that, start telling me already. And then after that, the tears in the eyes. I don't mean that you should cry. I mean, I'm just asking you a question like, where is your wife?
But because you suspected something like based on your glance, right?
Yeah. 我不可能跟你讲，你可以不要哭吗？
Right, cannot.
我等一下还有多一个 appointment.
不可以啊。
不可能嘛，对不对？ Yeah. So sometimes we need to have real empathy, and that is the thing that actually stretches. Yeah. That's why 我 try to 不要排太多 appointment. Actually, analysis for me is not difficult unless you have a very difficult case like what 你有3个小老婆 then 你要分家产 like it is usually quite simple, straightforward. Like I just want to know my career, like why is my marriage like that, and how can I help my kids? These are very direct, straight to the point questions. The problem is always trying to help and counsel the client. That's the most difficult part, and that's exactly the same as your job.
Yeah, I think similar 是 when 跟 client 讲话的时候 what they should do and what they will do 是2个不同的 skill 来的。I think 我也是跟很多我的consultant 讲说，以他们的那个 sales 的 skill set right is limited to the product 而已哈。但 technically 他们的 value 不在 because the product sold itself you didn't do anything. So the reason why you are there and why face to face is important or any appointment is important is you are there to sell yourself or you're there to let the person see what strength you have or what can you offer to the company.
对, that's why a lot of people say that, right? What kind of skill sets do I need, right, to be a Feng Shui consultant? Technically speaking, you need to be very strong in your level of analysis. Probably someone who is very good at mathematics. But at the same time, the problem with this kind of people is that they generally don't have the empathy enough to communicate properly to the clients. So the clients will always feel that the consultant is trying to insult them. Or probably trying to, look down on them. Always just tell them that where they are wrong. Yeah, so there's no empathy at all. That's exactly the same problem with, I guess, agents' job as well. Because when we look at a client's portfolio, obviously you know that, there's some issues with this client. But when you try and tell them, and then they feel that you are insulting them. So you always need to put it in a way that, let's go on a journey to improve ourselves. Step 1, let's do this. Step 2, let's do this. Because without the emotional part, right, it's impossible for your clients to improve. But without the mathematical part, right, it's almost impossible for you to help the client as well. So I always find that our jobs are similar.
I agree. So Feng Shui and finance, is it always closely relevant?
Yes. Let me break it down into something logical. Do you feel that, right, having money will make your lives better?
Yes.
哇，对，你看，你很快就讲 yes， 对不对？ Money cannot buy happiness, right? Okay, but it can definitely make your life easier lah, smoother in that sense. In the end, what are you trying to bring your clients? You're trying to bring your clients a better life, right?
Yes.
I'm trying to bring my clients a better life, right?
Yes.
And it's a huge part of it is to actually help them to improve financially.
Yes.
Precisely, 就是这样啊。所以你问我是不是 closely related？ 是，因为 in our culture is already closely related.
For me, I think I start to get a bit more into Feng Shui, right? Because I don't believe, but until I see a pattern that 那种比较有钱的人more or less 他们都会跟风水有一些关系 one. And even Singapore, right? Singapore is built upon Feng Shui, some theory also. The $1 coin lah, the Suntec City, that 5 towers lah.
Yes.
Yeah, everything is 风水. Then I realize that there's a pattern that people that are successful 都跟风水有点关系 one. Then I start to become more curious of this 风水 thing.
You're right. People always feel that, right, Feng Shui is closely correlated with success as well.
Yeah.
Okay, but ultimately, what exactly is Feng Shui, right? It's actually the cultivation of our own mind. So Feng Shui of your place is almost as important as the Feng Shui of your mind. And that's the thing that people often miss. Okay, let me give you another example.
Deep, yeah.
对, very deep. But I'll give you a very simple example.
Okay.
Have you met that kind of clients, right, that you almost find it difficult to change? And then they will say really weird things to you like, Terence, you know what, I want to buy an investment, right, that 我买了过后我可以直接赌the moon的。你一定有这样的 client 的，对不对？
有。
我也是有。 if you come to my house and then you tell me that there's a lot of things that I want to change about my house，我不要听这个，我要你拿一张 yellow paper 哦，你咬你的手，我懂你们可以的，你咬你的手哦，你画那个红色的那个你写在上面，我连在我的 house 哇，后来我就很画的，你做这个给我，
那个符那种
多少钱？你跟我讲多少钱，我给你。
你会做吗？
不会啦，
你有这个 service 呢，我不懂。
没有 but my point is that there are clients who are like that. Yeah, but Feng Shui is really about compounding all your good actions one at a time, one at a time. 你今天也算是一个非常 successful 的 agent 吗 ？Okay, did it start like one day from zero, you straight away become 100， 你就很厉害了做 agent？ 不是对不对 ？You serve the customers well, customers come back to you. And then after that, you serve them well, they refer people to you, right?
Yep.
And then after that, you have people under you, and then you start to teach them things, and then you did it well, okay, and then they improve. 有没有一步登天的？
也是没有啦。
Yeah, 对。So do you think that these people easy for them to become successful or not? Not so easy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why the issue is they don't understand that first they need to feng shui their mind.
风水 their mind. How do you do that? How do you 风水 their mind?
You can't. So 我们可以慢慢 counsel 他
Okay.
可是他要不要听 ultimately the ball is in their court. So that's why actually when my luck start to improve, right, is when I slowly change my mindset. Yeah, then I realized that things starts to change.
When was the tipping point that HOSEIKI start to what?
My wife reminded me also one thing is that before I started the brand, right? Yeah.
Actually, I never really heard your story of how HOSEIKI started.
HOSEIKI started 到 HOSEIKI 现在 right， 其实没有说很大的波折。I think things are generally smooth 啦。Yeah, cause I met a very good partner, and then after that, my wife also very supportive in the business, and then my clients are super nice people. So in that sense, I would think that there's not much, but I would say that my own personal life 都是蛮 tough 的。Yeah, it is very tough running a family business. Generally, everybody wants to have a say on how the business should be run, money should be spent, and then generally most family businesses, I would say, they are not run very well.
Yeah.
You know, I have my fair share of sorrow lah, I would say. Yeah, and actually by nature, I'm a very giving person. So it's not like 我会跟你计较，很像 okay 我拿少钱，我拿怎样。But the problem is that whenever that I realize that I give in a lot, right, and then people take a lot, and then I realize that in the end I'm very poor.
Right.
Yeah, so in the end I realized that, 为什么我做工我做了10年我什么东西都没有。
你 family business what business?
我 family business 是 watch manufacturing.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like, you know.
That explains the watches that you have at your store.
Yeah, I like watches in general, and last time I used to design, export them. Yeah, so that was part of what I did lah. But the problem is that in a family business, I didn't get any financial satisfaction, and it wasn't important to me. 我不是 someone that really care about money 的。
Really?
Yes, but when I started to have a family 的时候，我 realized that I need to provide for my wife 嘞。And then 我如果以后我有孩子怎么办？因为 back then 我还没有孩子嘛，所以我就会想，如果我有孩子怎么办？
所以那时候你是不管的，来有钱没有钱也是 OK， 没有钱 never mind 那种。
我不管的。Yeah， 我的 brother 的 wedding 我的 bank 有多少钱我全部拿去给他。我都是这样，我帮他还，因为我的 brother 那时候 wedding 的时候不够钱，我帮他还。
你还需要这个 brother 吗？你要帮我还也是。
That was back then when I didn't have a family 啦。我不是那种很像我有钱了，我需要买一辆车，我需要有这个。I don't need all this， 我什么都可以不要有，只是希望 that you know 有一个自己的 satisfaction doing what I like to do。But after 我有了 family 过后 ，I realized that I cannot stay the same. So that was back then when I realized that I needed to change, but then I felt stuck and I didn't know how to. Yeah, and I realized that there was a lot of negative energy surrounding me because number one, I was living in a house that was very bad feng shui, which was my parents' house. So when I shifted out to my own place, right, I realized that things started to change. 因为我搬出来的时候，我一定帮自己看的嘛，我搬出来的家是怎样的。所以后来我就发现到了，doing it for people is one thing, but when it's on yourself 的时候，有时候你会看到那个转变又是不一样的东西。你看你的 client 的 portfolio, you can be very logical. Do this, do this, do this. 到你自己的。
Yeah. Fun fact for the rest who don't know, for consultants, right, 我们帮 client plan 的时候是蛮 straightforward 的。但我们帮自己 plan 的时候we do have our own 小小的 mind block. Sometimes 我们会叫我们的 colleague 帮我们自己看。
Actually, 我蛮admire 你的行业的。The reason why is because that if you are able to do that for your colleagues, right? Wow, you are very big-hearted, man. Imagine that in the Feng Shui industry, 怎么可能？不可能的。
很凶啊 competition。
So that's why actually for us 的话 right, usually 我的 friends 是 from where 你知道吗？外国的风水 consultants, like people from.
There's no direct competition.
对呀，就很像 Malaysia 我很多朋友，然后泰国我很多朋友。
Right.
Yeah, so in this arena, then 我们聊天，我们 discuss things, right? OK 啊，没问题。很像有时候我的泰国的朋友他会拿他的 client 的东西来问我，来，我跟你讲 ，there's a piece of land, okay, and I'm supposed to do this. What's your opinion? If I were to do this, and then after that I do that, yeah, you think that I should build it into 2 buildings, or I should combine it into 1? Yeah, so we will actually share things like that. But industry-wise, it is not easy for you to find people who are willing to share openly.
But Feng Shui, because I believe there are different school of thoughts, correct? So what is correct, what is not correct?
OK. 这个的话我要跟你讲的 from an Asian point of view, I always like to use your own examples to explain to you, so it's easier for clients to understand.
Right.
Yeah, that's also my style when I do my own readings as well, like for other clients. 你帮 client grow 他们的 wealth 的话，是不是也是有 different school of thoughts?
Yes, 一定会有。
所以你可以有这个 school of thoughts，
对
那个 school of thoughts。Just before the podcast started 的时候，你不是在跟 SK 讲东西，对不对？然后 SK 就讲我以前是做这个的，现在我做这个，对不对？Yeah, okay. So what was the keyword that was being used?
以前跟现在。
以前他是做 trading 的，现在他是做什么的？
Investing.
现在他是做 investing 的，对不对？Yeah, so 你们的 school of thoughts 你们也是有做 technical， then 你们也是有做那个fundamental， 对不对？那我想问一下这两个有冲突吗？
没有 ，they are complementary 啊。
对 ，so 我们讲我们是什么 school of thoughts 的？我跟你讲我的 school of thoughts 是什么，你知道吗？
Whatever helps the client.
对，只要可以帮到顾客的，就是好的 method。
所以我有一个 question， 我一直很 curious about 风水 and this one to us， 因为我们都有买这种东西嘛，你怎么去买的喂？这个东西，so all these things and 在家里摆那些 crystal 的东西，is it a necessity to buy all those？ 有时候是不用 ，example， 你跟我讲这个脚要放水，我不一定要放一个 water feature waterfall， 我放一个 water bottle 也可以。
Okay.
Like how does those things works?
Okay, maybe I break this question down into a few different segments, 因为它有点 chim.
Yeah.
First, 我们先 address 那个 segment, right? The big elephant in the room is actually, do we need anything at all?
Fair.
Yeah,
okay.
I think that will be the biggest elephant in the room because some people will argue that how come some Feng Shui consultants say that we don't need anything? How come some people say that we
must
need
buy
something?
This, must buy that, yeah.
对 okay, let me give you an example. I like to use this example 是谁你知道吗？
谁？
我的 sister.
Oh.
Of course, maybe a lot of people who know her might think otherwise, but for me, I know her from a family member point of view, right? I find that she's a very, very, very good person.
Okay.
Yeah. First, I introduced some of my friends, right, who are her current top agents, right, to her back then, many, many years ago, right? And I know that for them, they were in some form of financial trouble. So my sister lent money to them, right, without anything in return.
Wow.
She only said that,
okay,
if you want to return me, right, come and work for me next time. Okay, then 你慢慢还.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
And I find that she's a big-hearted person. She's a kind person. She is one of the best middlemen. And she always tries to make things work. She has a very good mindset. Even when it comes to investing, right, she's not greedy. And I find that her whole life, right, she always do the right thing. Yeah, so to me, she's a role model. Then in that sense, she don't need anything. Because she's always doing everything right. How many of us can say that we can easily do that? I tell you that I cannot.
Then that's why you need all this.
Precisely. So different people will need different things. Even in Thailand, right? Okay, 你看和尚, right? Whenever they want to break through to go to another level, 是不是他们也是有用 certain spiritual items as well?
Enlighten 我一下，不懂。
They do. They do.
Okay.
Yeah, and they will also like 闭关修炼, go to certain places, right?
Right.
So you see, when you use items, right, it's just one way. The second way is that you can use timing as well. There are certain timings that are, improving your energy, the timing. Certain timings you just feel off, but certain timings you feel better, right? There are also certain places, you know, some places 它的风水很好，你去到那个地方 you feel different. That's why sometimes people go certain places to meditate. Sometimes people go to certain places for retreat.
Right.
Yeah, so similarly, right, all these things work together for good.
So it's not just either this or that. There are many other layers. So this is just one layer actually.
对, yeah. So it's like when you ask me, do we need all these things or not? That depends. Because if you are like my sister, almost all the time you can do the right thing without any interference, and you are so focused in life, right? Then 你什么都不用。
But 如果 as your sister, okay, so you see your sister at this light, but why if she want to be at that light, then does she need to get?
For her, maybe at this point of time, she feels that this is enough. Because every time I talk to her, right, she never once gave me the feeling that she's looking to earn more money, make more, that kind. She will joke about it, right? She will scold her agents and tell them that 你跟我努力一点，说我可以买多一个 landed. But I know that she really don't mean it. You know?
Right.
She will scold them and then she will say that you better don't go for holiday. You work harder so I can buy 1 month landed. 你比较烂啊，你啊 semi D 就好。你哦，哎呀，你 condo 我就 happy 了啦。Yeah, she joke in that way.
Right, right.
But 你看哦，她可以讲话这样哦，everyone respect her. Because they know that she's joking. And they know that she will really put her life on the line for them. Yeah, as a director. 我的 staff 哦，看住我是尊敬我嘞。我觉得他们看住我的 sister 哦，是崇拜她哎。真的 different level 你知道吗
Right.
So to me at 我的 level 的话哈，我很需要其他的东西to 帮助我。好像我搬了家过后I really feel better. But at 我的 sister 的 level 的话 everything just aligns for her because she's a natural. But I will feel that if you really want to go to the next level 的话，的确我们大家都需要有一些东西的可以帮助我们 in that sense. Even for Bill Gates, right? Even at 他的 level, it is also said that 他也是看风水啊 and even at 李嘉诚的 level 他也是看风水啊，对不对 So that's why I feel that no right, no wrong. As long as you want to get to the next level, but you don't know how to break through, this is just one way for you to break through. Even without seeing the thing, even without seeing the house, 他只是看了他一眼，直接跟他讲哦，你的家有这个东西 throw this thing away. Sometimes they don't want to go back home. They feel better in their car. After they reach home, right, they stay in the car park for 30 minutes.
我不懂是风水问题啊。
是你 just 不想回去那个家。Moderately successful 的人usually 都有一个 trait， 他们的缺点很少。These are the important things that people need to change about their mindset. How do we then actually leverage on our current luck cycle? Understanding 你现在的 current luck cycle is like understanding 你现在有什么子弹。
为什么会这样讲？
你的 luck cycle will determine what kind of shots you can fire.